There is a free desktop app that lets you run a team of agents. You can give them names, you can give them jobs, you can tell them to schedule work on their own, and you can watch them operate inside what looks like a genuine virtual office. Now I'm going to show you how you can get this set up on a Mac, but the process is pretty much similar to a Windows machine. And you're going to do this in less than 15 minutes. Because every existing tutorial that I've seen so far manages to lose most people in the first 10 seconds by opening with these words, Debian machine. Now that doesn't mean anything to most people, so before I start this walkthrough, there is one other thing other videos do not mention, and it's one of the most liked comments on this tool because nobody is pointing out that this is a community project and it's not an official project from Anthropic or any of the big labs, because that matters in how you use it. So I'm going to be straight about this, tell you what it is, what it's generally good for, and what the limits are, and then I'll walk you through the entire setup. Hermes Agent is a self-improving AI agent by a team known as Now Suiso. At the time we'll be recording this video, they have about 196,000 stars on GitHub. It's extremely popular and it's really easy to set up, much easier than something like OpenClaw, which I covered a few months back. Initially, when this came out, they only had the command line interface set up. So what you would do is you take this command, which is a bash command, you open up terminal on your Mac, paste it in, and then you run it. And this is what it looked like. And it's the same product, it's the same Hermes agent environment, but I get it. For most of you, this isn't very user-friendly, it's not very interesting, and if you're new to this, it can be a bit difficult to get started. But the great news is that since this is a community-led project, developers inside this scene have actually developed their own desktop app for Hermes. And the one I'm going to show you on this video is Hermes 1, which is the self-improving AI desktop companion. And they have a bunch of ways you can install this. So I'm actually using the Mac, and so I went for the Apple Silicon, but they've also got Windows Portable, Linux, Debian, and Fedora. What I love about this installation is that it's completely open source and it's really easy to set up. So in a nutshell, Hermes Agent basically runs locally on your machine. That's what the desktop agent is. And it works like any desktop platform would. So inside, you've got basically no terminal after installation, you've got model switching, and I'm going to go through all of this next, but I just want to give you a quick overview just so you understand exactly how this works. You can create agents, you can switch models, you can schedule tasks, also known as cron jobs. And the best part of it is because it's an agentic system, you can create as many agents as you want. Now, there are limitations to this, and I'll cover that next. What's great about this setup versus other tools like Claude, where they sit on a cloud server, is that everything stays local, right? It's your disk, it's your keys. Everything that the agents output is also local and is stored on your machine, but you can still push and interact with your agents using tools like WhatsApp, Telegram, or Discord. Like I mentioned, it's completely open source. It's available on GitHub, it's community built, and it's no code friendly. Once the app is installed locally onto your machine, you're going to be taken to a screen that looks like this. Like I said, I really like this setup. I think it's a lot easier than something like OpenClaw was. It's definitely going to be a lot easier for you to onboard yourself on this. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how you can create more agents. So head over to where it says Hermes 1, bottom here, and you go to manage profiles. So you can see here that I've created a few agents already, and I've also given them access to a language model. In this case, it's Nimbitron 3 Ultra, which is completely free from NVIDIA. It's also included in your NOWS subscription, which is 100% free to get started. The first agent out of the box is called default. The other ones, obviously, you name yourselves. You can add colors and you can give them images. So go and have some fun with that. And you can create as many agents as you need. Now, this comes with a caveat because remember, this is running locally on your machine. It's also using language models. Now, historically, when I've done this with other platforms like OpenClaw, you cannot use the same language model or the same subscription or API key or however you set it up with the same agents. Because A, it's going to be very slow, and B, you're going to hit the rate limits very, very quick. So the best way to do this, and this is my recommendations based on everything that I'm doing, is you want to split this up based on a task. So for example, if Aristotle was just a research agent, I'd give him a very basic language model. Maybe something like Gemini 2.0 Flash. It doesn't need to be heavy duty, it's just research. If Plato was a coding agent, I'd give it access to something like Codex or Claude Code. And if Socrates was a project manager, somebody that just basically triages the entire agent swarm, then maybe Nematron 3 Ultra is enough. So once you have these set up, you're gonna head over to models, and this is where you can add all the models. You can look at what's already inside of Hermes 1, and you can play around with it. If there are agents or language models inside of here that you do not want, you can actually delete it with the trash can icon. The next place you want to go to is providers. This is where you are going to add the API keys. Now, the easiest way to do this is you buy all your language models through something like OpenRouter. So OpenRouter, if you're not familiar, is a marketplace full of language models. The great thing is you only need one API key, which is OpenRouter's, and then you have access to all their hundreds of language models. You can also do that with the Llama, which is very similar, but you've also got OpenAI here. You've got the Anthropic key for Claude, and you can add tokens from other platforms such as Hugging Face. There are also external tools and services that you can integrate, such as Tably, which is web search. You've got Firecrawl, which is crawling websites. You've got File.ai, which is something that I've covered on numerous videos, where you can create text to image and image to video, and you can do it all inside of your Hermes One agentic platform. If you do have a subscription and you want to use the OAuth authentication, you can do that by scrolling down to the bottom of this page, and you would just sign in to your ChatGPT, your XAI Grok account, or your Quen. And there's a few others here as well. Now, I've actually used Gemini for this because I'm already on the Gemini Pro plan, and it's very simple. The next thing I want to show you is skills, MCPs, agents, and workflows. So with any agentic platform, you're going to have access to a bunch of stuff. So this is all installed by default. You've got agent, codex, your kanban lane, and this I'll show you next. You can install all this, and Hermes have made this really easy. If there's a skill that you want but doesn't exist in here, you can search for it inside the marketplace. There's literally thousands of skills in here. The next tab is MCP. So MCP is Model Context Protocols. It's just a language, a common language, like the English language that we use to communicate with each other. Well, applications need the same thing. They call it a protocol. And so you can communicate to basically any platform, or certainly the most used platforms in the world, such as Airtable, Asana, there's Slack in here, Brave Search, Canva. There's a bunch of them in here. And if it's not in the list, you can also do a search. For agents, Hermes actually has pre-designed agents that you can install directly inside of your desktop app. The agents include architect, so designs an implementation plan and weighs architectural trade-offs. Your code reviewer, which is going to be a very popular one for most of you. There's data analyst. If you're in the development space, there's DevOps engineer, there's document writers. If you're a student or somebody that needs document writing. And as always, you can search for agents inside of the search bar. The last tab is for workflows. So these are basic workflows or automations that are built inside of Hermes. And these include dependency upgrades, feature implementation, issue triage. And I'll show you how that works with the Kanban next. And there's a whole bunch of them in here. So one of my favorite features inside of Hermes One is the Kanban. And if you're not familiar with a Kanban, it's basically just a very simple to-do, ready, running, done system. It's very popular. I use it myself offline on places like Asana or Trello with clients that I work with because it's really easy to use and it keeps everybody in the loop. So the way to do this is click on new task, call it whatever you want. So let's say build a new code base. You want to give it some body and context, especially if you're working with AI agents. And then you can assign it to one of your AI agents, or you can leave it in triage. I'm going to assign this to Aristotle, and you can give it a priority. And once you have all the skills installed inside of Hermes One, Aristotle will see this, will know when it's assigned to him, and he will pick it up. And the office is where gets really interesting. Now, OpenClaw tried to do this. I think you could add some external apps and services and skills to kind of do this. But with Hermes, it's actually pre-installed and is built into the desktop app. As you can see here, Hermes One is the HQ. I'm the CEO here, so this is my office. Looks pretty cool. And then you've got all my agents here. And so each of them has their own desk. So if they are working, they're gonna be at the desk. If they're just relaxing, they're gonna be in one of these breakout areas here where you can see where they can sit, chill, and talk to one another. It's a bit quirky, but I thought it was a nice addition to something like a desktop app because it's just visual, right? It's just easier to understand versus something like just a command line interface. Inside of memory, you can always add more memory. So with chatbots and agents, they have context windows, right? So if there's something that you're doing that's repetitive and you want to keep the output consistent, you can add it to memory. So these are things like guidelines. If there's a specific task that requires a specific format, put it inside of memory because the agents will always look at this first before they start the task. You want to tell the entire setup about yourself, so give it some background information. If you're going to use external memory sources for long-term memory, you've got a few providers in here. Some of these are paid, some of these are free. Whichever route you go down, you're going to need an API key. So go over to that platform, grab the API key for the relevant platform and just paste it here. The one that I like and I use a lot is a super memory. So that's my personal recommendation. And the last one is persona. So similar to what we had on OpenClaw with the soul.md file, you can put in a persona. So you can define your agent's personality, the tone, the instructions. And as it says at the bottom here, the file is loaded fresh for every conversation. Use it to define your agent's personality, communication style on any standing instruction. So you can rewrite this for every single agent, and I highly recommend that you do that, especially if you're going to use agents to provide business services or to help you run your business or your client's business. Under capabilities here, you've got another bunch of skills. This is a bit more wider, so you've got all the Apple Notes. You've got some creative skills here. You've got GitHub integrations, YouTube content, and most of these are pre-installed. As always, you can still search for them here. Under tools, you've got all these tools that are added but not installed or activated by default. So my favorites are going to be web search, X search, terminal, memory, skills. Definitely want to put cron jobs in here, which is scheduled tasks. Task planning is another good one. Clarifying questions is another good one, because don't assume that the AI agent knows what you want it to do. If there's any ambiguity, the AI agent should come back to you and ask questions. Under schedules, you can actually schedule tasks. And so you give your task a name. I'm going to call mine daily backup. Let's say we do it weekly on a Monday at 9 a.m. And you can deliver this locally inside of your Hermes One chat, or you can assign it and send it to Telegram, Discord, Slack, WhatsApp, whatever communication application that you're using. It works with all the major ones. If you head over to the gateway is just the interface between the platform and the agents. And if you want to add platforms, you can integrate them here. So I don't have anything integrated as of yet, but go forward, I'll probably add Telegram and Slack, because these are the tools that I use. Specifically, Slack is what I use to communicate with my clients. You do also have the option of WhatsApp, Signal, and email. And finally, under settings, you've got the diagnostics. So there is a Hermes One doctor built in. If you do have any problems, you can actually run the diagnostics and the actual AI environment will fix it for you. There's also a Discord channel, so if you can talk to other Hermes One or Hermes agent users, you could do that. And you can actually connect this up to a remote server, like a cloud server. And if you wanted to do that, you just need the remote URL and the API key. You also got things like themes. So if you want to put it into dark mode, which is what I'm using right now, can do. You can also change the fonts. And for everything else, you can just leave it as it is. So just to be 100% transparent, if you're expecting complex multi-step workflows to run perfectly out of the box, I have some bad news for you, because they're not, at least not yet, because memory gets inconsistent over long sessions. And honestly, this is a known issue. A lot of agents have this problem. So the practical fix going forward is to make sure that each agent is focused on one category of task rather than loading everything into one agent. So for example, you would set up one agent for research, one agent for coding, one agent for reviewing the code, and so on. For a consulting business, here is how I would actually deploy this. One agent as the research assistant. So I would schedule this every morning to pull in relevant AI news, summarize it, and then push it to my phone via Telegram before I start the working day. This is a passive intelligence gathering. There's zero ongoing effort after the one-time setup. A second agent acts as the client drafter. So when I need to follow up an email after the discovery call, I paste those rough notes, or I take the AI note taker's notes, and the agent drafts me a reply based on my tone, at which point it can connect to my Gmail and save it in the drafts. Now that's 2 minutes of work instead of 10, because the persona is already loaded into Hermes One with my communication style. And the third use case that is underused, in my opinion, is to schedule a weekly competitor scan. So look for new posts, new tools, anything relevant in your niche, delivered as a Monday morning brief. You set it up once, it runs every week, and you don't have to touch it. But there is a caveat here, and none of these work without a properly configured persona section. And this is the part that every other tutorial skips. So if you want access to my AI workflow kit, the link is in the video description below. And if you found this video useful, do me a solid and smash the like button. It helps more people find the channel, and I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, watch the next one on screen, because I'm somebody who drops AI bombs. I'm doing this full time. I come from a marketing background where I ran Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok ads for 12 years. I spent over $100 million, generating $300 million in revenue for some of the world's biggest brands. Now I'm taking that experience and using it to scale AI automations, workflows, and I'm documenting it so you can do it too. Thank you so much if you made it this far, and I'll see you next time.